If you are not making the most of LinkedIn, what are you doing? It's like the most epic online networking event ever. There are 650 million professionals on there, ready and willing to chat with you, share their career stories, and to network and be networked with. It's pretty freaking insane. And if your LinkedIn profile is kind of just sitting there like sad and unloved and in the corner, not interacting with anyone, it's honestly such a waste because the potential of this platform is insane. I have clients all the time networking with CEOs, C-suite executives, with people that turn into internal referrals and send their CVs and resumes off to their dream companies. I cannot talk to you enough about the importance of LinkedIn, which is why I've already done a few videos on the topic, which I will definitely link down below as well. But in today's video specifically, I wanted to touch on some of the hacks on the platform so that you can optimize both your profile and your experience on the platform and make the most of this insane opportunity that we have to reach millions of incredible, like-minded people all around the world. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's jump into some of these little hacks and tips and tricks so that you can make the most of LinkedIn. Now, the first hack I have for you is to use the characters in your name. So your name doesn't necessarily have to be like Rosie McCarthy. For me, I've got Rosie McCarthy in my first name, and my last name I've got career coach. And what that does is not only brand you, but it adds valuable keywords and searchability to your profile as well. Here's an example of one of my clients that has done this just recently. Now, what this does, especially if you're commenting on people's posts and that kind of thing, and your name is showing up as who you are and what you do, it piques people's curiosity and it has them clicking on you. Same for recruiters, when you're showing up in their search results, when they're proactively headhunting, you look different and you've got more characters for your tagline as well to tell us even more about what you do, what you're great at, and how you do it. Now, hack number 2 is that, LinkedIn unfortunately does limit the amount of people that you can message per month, and messaging people on the platform is really key to landing informational interviews, right? So connecting to people, reaching out to them, getting them on the phone and hearing about their career story, asking them about the day-to-day reality in their role, the culture of the company, all that good stuff. And you should be doing this on the regular for your target dream companies, connecting with like-minded peers, hiring managers within those organizations. But what's a badass to do when you can only send 15 messages per month for free? So on this note, something really great that you can do, we hack for you, is join groups of like-minded interests and people, because you can actually message anyone as if they're a first-degree connection with whom you share the group. So if they're in the group with you, you can message them. And this is really incredible because if you're joining, for me, groups around career coaching or millennial careers or young professionals networks and that kind of stuff, if I'm part of that group, I can be messaging these people and connecting with them without using up my precious messaging credits. Now, tip number 3 is making sure that you have your custom URL. You can edit the URL of your LinkedIn profile. So it's not linkedin.com/YX5Y7805P. It's actually a nice tidy phrase, word. You can use letters and numbers. So it can be 3 to 100 letters and numbers, but you obviously want to avoid having 100. You want to make it nice and easy. And again, it's a great opportunity for your branding. It looks really sleek as well when you're putting it on your CV and your resume, when you can just say like linkedin.com/IN/ Rosie career coach, for example. But even just having your name or your name and your profession or your name and your speciality, whatever it is, it's just going to make it look so much sleeker. And speaking of that, LinkedIn actually gives you 3 URLs that you can link to the upper third of your profile. So you can put things like your portfolio, like a personal website. You might want to also link to, your social media account where you write some blogs, anything. So any sort of links, you do have 3 URLs to use that will come up within your contact info on your profile. So definitely make the most of those as well. Now, the next hack that I want you to know is around search engine optimization. And what I mean by that, if you're unfamiliar, is that when you search something on Google, you'll have top ranking results, the first things that come to you in response to your search. And this means that they're well optimized for search. They probably have loads of keywords in there, loads of subject matter. When you're looking for a recipe, there's a reason they go on and on and on and on before telling you what the ingredients are and how to actually do the thing, because they want to have loads of rich words in there around, the lemon meringue pie and how to zest lemons and anything else that people might be searching for all in one place. Now, if we flip that to LinkedIn. So in LinkedIn, it's a search engine and recruiters are searching for you. Well, they're searching for people that can do the kind of work that you can do. So you want to show up in their search results. And so to do that, you need to make sure that you've got keywords in your profile. But did you know that the 3 areas that really, really count for this algorithm, this LinkedIn algorithm, to boost you to the top of those results are your current job title, your headline, like your tagline, and your skills section. So you want to make sure that your current job title isn't anything crazy like digital guru, ninja, or whatever like that. It's actually, words that recruiters might be searching for wherever possible. If you're trying to pivot, you can also put those keywords in your headline and your tagline and in your about section as well, which is quite heavily weighted, but that's always good to do. And then in terms of your headline or tagline, instead of being like, engineer at Spotify, I want you to really write quite a keyword rich tagline about yourself and what you do. And when it comes to your skills, this is really important. Did you know that you can reorder your skills? So when you go to edit your skills, you can drag them within each category and put the ones that you think are most important up the top, and this actually matters. And you can pin them. You can pin 1, 2, 3 and have 3 skills that show up pinned at the top of your skills section. And that's really important too in terms of both search and personal branding. So ask yourself, what are the 3 skills that I really want to be known for, and make sure that those are the ones that have been pinned on your profile. Another LinkedIn hack is around the photo. Now, I wanted you to know that there is a website called photofeeler.com, and you can upload your photo and have it crowdsourced and have people vote on how likable, competent, and influential you come across. So what you can do is A/B test some photos. So you can test photo A, test photo B, and see what the public perception has to say around these photos, which is pretty cool if you're trying to decide between a few of them. Now, going away from crowdsourcing with strangers to actually people you know, something that I always tell my clients to do is pick 3 to 5 people and get them to read through your LinkedIn profile once you've updated it. And if you haven't completely updated and overhauled your LinkedIn profile, you might want to watch those videos that I mentioned, down below as well, because they're basically masterclasses that take you through some really great tips to get that LinkedIn profile looking ace. But what I want you to do with these 3 to 5 people that you've hand selected is to get them without any hints. Just get them to read through your LinkedIn profile and give you 3 words that come to mind, and see how your personal branding is coming across. And if those 3 words that people are selecting to describe you are actually the ones that you want them to be thinking, or do you need to shape and influence that in some way? Now, this is a bit of a bonus tip, but I do want you to keep in mind now that we've spoken about search engine optimization, SEO, okay? And that is just like websites that get updated regularly, a regularly updated LinkedIn profile also ranks higher in search. So I'm not saying you have to go crazy and update it every week, but every quarter or so, it's good to give it a bit of a refresh, a bit of a touch up, and change some things, because the LinkedIn algorithm takes notice of that. Now, the next tip is around actually posting on LinkedIn. If you're already doing this, kudos to you, that's awesome. What I want you to know is that when you post on LinkedIn, your content goes into one of 3 buckets. Either spam, low quality content, or yeah, cool, good to go. And how LinkedIn deciphers this is around the engagement on your post. So it's like a like is worth 1 point, a comment is worth 10 points, and a share is worth 100 points. And so what it will do is it will release it to your first degree connections for a while and see how they interact with that. And then if you get some of this engagement, they'll test it out for about 24 to 36 hours, then they might allow the general public to see it and for it to go a bit wider. And this is why conversations on posts work so well. Asking questions, starting discussions, make your post as interactive as possible, speak like you're speaking to a real human, and ask some questions as well, and encourage discussion, encourage comments below, because it will definitely help to boost. Now, another hack is in terms of the best time to post. They say that Tuesdays are awesome because you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of people being, professionals being on the platform in order to really consume your content and for LinkedIn to be able to categorize it. Because if you post on Friday and people kind of switch off for the weekend, obviously it's going to be classed as a low quality piece of content. The next hack is that I want you to go through your profile and replace the 10 most overused buzzwords wherever you can. Now, LinkedIn has actually pulled together an official list of the 10 most overused words on a LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to read them out to you right now. See if you're guilty of having any of these on there. So, specialized, leadership, passionate, strategic, experienced, focused, expert, certified, creative, and excellent. Now, there's nothing wrong with these words at all, but if you've got all 10 of them in your About Me, you may want to be doing some tweaking because they are officially the most common and overused buzzwords on LinkedIn. Now, another hack that I want to give you is that make sure that you always send a follow-up message to someone that you've connected with. So once you connect with them, send them a quick message, reaching out, asking them a question, starting a conversation, or at the very, very least saying thanks for connecting, because people who have exchanged messages, they're much more likely to see your activity then on their LinkedIn feed in the future. So if you do want to post things, share things, or any updates and things that you do to your profile that show up publicly, they'll be much more likely to see them. So that's great if you're connecting with decision makers and influencers in your space. Another thing that I want you to make sure that you have on, if this is the case for you, you actually have settings that send signals out there and allow you to show up for two things. The first is if you're open to work, and you can actually define what kind of work you're looking for so that recruiters can see that on their side, which is really, really important. And the second is if you're providing services. So me, for example, I have on there that I'm providing career coaching, resume writing, anything to do with careers and stuff to get eyeballs on my profile as well. But you can do exactly the same if you're either an entrepreneur or service provider like me, or for your side hustle, for example. Another tip is that profiles with at least 3 recommendations rank higher in the search results than profiles without at least 3 recommendations. So make sure you get recommending people, write them really generous recommendations from times that you've worked together on projects. It could be people from school, it could be colleagues, it could be professors, it can be someone who's really touched you in your professional journey in some way. And the more you give, the more likely you're to get as well. And my last tip for you is that the best thing that you can do to get more views, more profile views, more eyeballs on your profile, more reach and visibility on this amazing platform is to engage. Engage with others, boost them up, be generous, leave thoughtful comments below their stuff, like and share what they've written, all that kind of stuff. It's called social media for a reason, and the algorithm will love you if you make it social on LinkedIn. Cool guys, so I hope you enjoyed these hacks and tips for LinkedIn to increase your status, increase your ranking, and increase your visibility on the platform. If you have any questions about LinkedIn, of course, let me know down below. And until the next video, I'll say stay badass, and I will see you next time. See ya!